Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, into the biggest, the baddest, the best, and that is Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. And I hover over Australia like an in his prime Paul Hogan. That'll be your one Crocodile Dundee reference of the day. Uh, yeah. Anyway, too soon. Townsville. That's where we left off last time. Let's go to beautiful Townsville, or so I've been told. It's right off the Great Barrier Reef. Thank you to Stanley for all the Australian information. The more, the better. You've got the wife very interested in travels to that distant land called Oz. All right, what's happening in Townsville? Now, this time we got to make a decision. It's got to be made now. Do we reinforce out at Moresby? Do we reinforce out at Rabaul? A couple of ideas about that, okay? One is look, this AI is going to give us a good challenge. It will do that on our, I think we're on difficult, most difficult, whatever the heck it is. It's going to give us a good challenge. That being said, I don't want to break the AI by making a fortress Rabaul. Now, if I was playing another human player, I think obviously the right thing to do is go out here, put as much on Rabaul as you can, and say, come and try to take it. Now, he's been bombing here quite a bit. If we look down, well, I just clicked on Townsville, but if we look up at Rabaul, he's been hitting the airfield, he's been hitting the port. They're coming this way. That's why I've got a submarine sitting here, and I got another on the way, because will be coming here. That being said, if you load it up with like 500 AV out there or something, did I just say AV? Yeah, I guess I did. Assault value. Sometimes I get confused. Combat values, assault value, you get the idea. But if you load it up too much out here and you just destroy everything that the AI sends here, because this is one of its number one priorities, you're going to, mess things up a little bit. That being said, I'm not also just, dropping back and playing everything perfectly historical and playing completely around the AI. I mean, you know, we will send a brigade or so up there if we can. If we've got the men to do it, I just haven't made it a pure priority because I don't want to overload it. Also, I will just say logistically, when you play another human, it can be very difficult to get supply into Rabaul if he brings a lot of stuff down here, right? His main task force is over by Java, over by Surabaya, over in the Macassar Strait, but he's got a lot of carriers. It's not that's not all of them. He could bring three or four light carriers down here if nothing else, and we have nothing to match that. So don't think if you're playing another human, well, I'll just overload Rabaul. We're just not doing it because of the AI. It's also, I mean, there's a practical problem logistically. If you're playing another human that's good at the game, they're going to come down here and really pressure any kind of cargo ships trying to get in there. So just something to think about. Something to think about. But let's go back to Townsville, and as we go down this east coast of Australia, we'll start thinking about, hey, is there really anything that we could send up to either Moresby or Rabaul? Maybe even Ley. Ley is important. If he lands on Ley or Boona, he's coming for Moresby next, so we'd like to stop him at the pass if we can. All right, we've got a lot of level bombers down here. Let's just look at Townsville in general as far as the aviation support. All right, we've got 48. We need 40. We got 40 planes here. Okay, what all do we got going on? These are 223 group RAF. Now, 223 and 224 group RAF have been scattered to the wind. They're all over the place. Eventually, we'll have to try to kind of consolidate them, get them a little command and whatnot, because it could up operational losses if we don't eventually. I mean, we're still very early in the war, right? The scramble was still on in late 41 to even figure out what the hell was going on. So 223, we got 9 of these bad boys. 2 are actually damaged. We're running this arc out here. Okay, that looks fine to me. We're doing that as just a naval search. I don't know. I mean, he could potentially send some kind of task force down this way. Human Japanese players will often attack at Townsville, and so building up Townsville is good. I mean, if they're looking at where they're going to attack the eastern coast of Australia, Townsville is a pretty popular location. Um, We've got these level bombers, 6 and 2. These are on ASW, I think with that same kind of arc, but of course it only goes out halfway. Well, it's a little shifted around this way. All right. We've got more doing ASW. These are guys are doing it down here. That's all good. I mean, the more ASW you can do in and around Townsville, the better. We got a lot of ships that come in and out of here. We got a naval search going 2120. Okay, nice spread there. And then more naval search, 30 and 60. This is just for Lions. These have a little better range. What are those? Those are Hudsons. Okay, so they got a little better range out there, and they're just looking out into this, strait. I guess, the Torres Strait is technically here, but kind of this area in between Papua and Australia. Looking out this way, we did spot a submarine out here a few turns ago, and it actually took down something going to Milne Bay, so we got to be careful about that. Let's go look at the ground forces. Our ground forces combat, defend, at target. Excellent. Okay, now we've got 5 ships in port. Usually, if we have ships in port at this point of the game, we are going to have transports there. It's a lot of what I break up and just have sitting in port. So let's go look at these units. Now, every single one of them we would have to buy out. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, we do have a coastal artillery regiment we could send to Rabaul. We have the 211th armored. Okay, and we have the 210th armored. All right. This one's got a lower load cost. How much would this cost to move to 1st Australian Corps? It's only 46 points. Whoops. There we go. 1st Australian Corps. Um, Fine. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's go back. Before I do it for sure, let's go back and look at the load cost. It's all cargo load cost, right? Um, 26. What do we already have out here at Rabaul? We've got an infantry brigade. Oh, it's the battalion, the Lark Battalion. Okay. I was just talking about this in War Plan Pacific, the old Lark Battalion. We had to build it in that one. 48. Okay, for the most part, they're at sort of full strength there. Um, all right. And then we got a base force that's got no assault strength. It does have some aviation support, which isn't going to matter because he's just going to bomb the crud out of the airfield. So, and we also, this is another consideration. I was saying it's hard to get transports in there. It is. It's also hard once they completely bomb the port out. Then you're really not getting anything in there. So, just something to think about there. Um, so one Australian is who we've been sending out there. Let's go to Townsville again. Let's look at the units again. Let's actually go look and make sure our transports, we've got something to take it out there. I'm not going to send the President Coolidge. That's like, what, a 34-point ship? Yeah, no. Um, the Hugh L. Scott is a 20. Oh, we're switching this over. Got it. Okay. The Mercure, 900, 800. So that's not going to do it. That's not great. It's only an 8-point ship, though, which is nice. Do we have one kind of like that? How about the McDewey? Oh, it's got quite a bit of cargo capacity. We could send the McDewey. How much was that worth? 12. So it's 20 points overall if we send 2 of them. Um, hmm. Hugh L. Scott. This could take it itself, and it's 20 points, but we are converting that. So, all right, let's form a new task force. We're going to make it a transport. We'll send the Whipple out with them. So we're going to put the Whipple in there. All right. We're going to send the Mercure. Oh, that is not going to quite do it. That's 1700. All right, so we'll remember we've got that, but give me one more second. Sorry, sometimes it just takes a minute to figure out exactly how to do this. Um, what did that say? 1770. Well, hell's bells, of course, of course. Well, I don't want to send the Coolidge out there, I'll tell you that much. Ay, 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 ay. It's a 20-point ship for the Hugh Scott. All right, well, I guess we're going to put the Hugh Scott in there. Um, Boy, this is just, I feel like this is throwing a ship away, but maybe two. But we're going to do it. People have been yelling at me, get out there, get to Rabaul. So let's do it. We'll dock it. We'll load troops. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I got to go back and, gosh darn it. Sorry. This is taking me longer than I had hoped. This is the unit we're sending. 211th Armored. Okay. Um, Let's go ahead and put them into one Australian Corps. Done. Okay. Let's put them in strategic move. All right. Let's go back down here. Let's load troops. Do, 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 do. We'll select them, verify it. Looks good. Accept that. All right. Now we're going to set their destination. Destination Rabaul. We will be moving to Rabaul. Post haste, can we even go out there at full speed and get back? We can. Okay, let's do that. And we're going to unload cargo. We're not going to refuel. Okay. All right. Well, we got some armor headed out there. I don't know if Rabaul's the best place really to put armor, but I guess down here into this hex, it's flat. You know, this is all mountainous terrain, obviously. We could put something into New Britain or into Gazmata. Gasmata, what a name. We could potentially put something in there. It's got a level 1 port, so you could do that. This, if nothing else, this will maybe take the pressure off of Ley and then eventually Port Moresby. I think the other unit, we may want to go to Moresby. That other armored unit, we may send it up to Moresby at some point here, but I'm not going to do that this time. All right, so this all looks fine. Let's look at the task forces that are actually here. We have a local mine sweep. We have a fuel that goes out to Horn Island. Do we really need that much fuel in uh, Horn Island? Probably not. Um, let's look at the fuel situation there. Yeah, we've got 1900 fuel. I don't see that being very necessary. Why don't we instead have this go into Port Moresby? All right. Um, Actually, I almost would like to unload this. What is this, 7-point ship, and send as much, send this into Rabaul. I say unload it and then load it with supply, but I'll do this one first and then we'll do that in the future. We've got the DD Jupiter sitting here. We've got the Canberra, the Perth, and the Adelaide. They've got some AA here, right? I mean, the Canberra's got 348. The Perth, it's just they're going to come under heavy fire going out to Rabaul. I'm just hoping we can get in and out. I'm going to leave them sitting here. The Jupiter is a British, and these are Australian. But why don't we go ahead and put? Actually, I will leave that out because we'll have it go as something else. As a matter of fact, we may as well just put it in here, right? Why not? Jupiter. Okay, all done. There we go. And we're going to turn that into human control, Port Moresby. Now we could do CS Moresby with fuel. Okay, why don't we do that? I don't think we need any more fuel into Horn Island. If I change my mind and want to go out to Rabaul in the future, we know that we've got something there. What else is in port? Looked like it was all APs, and indeed it is. Okay, that President Coolidge, though, we probably, with that kind of endurance, why don't we form that up into a transport task force? Done. Um, President Coolidge, done. Why don't we send that down the coast to Sydney? It's probably a better place for it, although there is a lot. Let's just go into Brisbane for now. Let's send it down there, and we'll make its home port Sydney. So it'll go there eventually. Hopefully, we will have dealt with these subs out here by then. Okay, I think that's Townsville. Nothing sitting in Bowen. We probably should have a base force there at least. What do we have down in Rockhampton? We've got a base force here. It's supposed to be in Rockhampton. All right. We also have some level bombers that are running naval search. That looks fine. Looks like a good place to do it. What do we have here coming up the coast? This is first Australian. Strategic moving up the coast. Where are they headed? Townsville. Okay, that makes sense because we're turning all these things into first Australian over here. We may as well get the headquarters up into Port Moresby. We'll take, what's his load cost? Oh boy, now this is exactly what you need the Coolidge for, right? So now let's go back to Townsville and say, no, President Coolidge, you cannot go down the coast. I think he's got enough to carry all. Yeah, he probably does. So we're actually going to disband that again and leave him here. And he'll take first Australian along with that destroyer, the Whipple, eventually up to Port Moresby. Okay, good to know. What do we have at Bundaberg? We have an infantry that's supposed to be here and a base force that's supposed to be here. Okay. The assault strength here 72. Very nice for the 29th Australian Brigade. We also have this ship that's kind of been sitting here. Nope, this isn't the one I was thinking about. Sorry. This is a supply into Moresby. These are 5-point ships. Let's change that. Let's try to get them into Rabaul. Okay. Could we do that at full speed? I very much doubt it. Well, we could get there, but I don't think that's going to do us much good. We'll just go right into the normal here, and then we'll bring them back to Brisbane. So we're going to try to get some supply in there. You guys want Rabaul? I give you Rabaul. Brisbane, what's happening? Well, we've got quite a few things. A lot of American uh, things over here. One sec. All right, so let's check out this American gear that's finally come in here. Dive bombers, you can see it here, the DB of the dive bombers. But first of all, in Brisbane, let's look at what we have here on the ground. They're all supposed to be here. Looks like we got a 185 assault strength. Okay, not great, but not terrible either. What kind of ships in port? A lot of APs. The AKE, the Nisqually, this is one of those that we've converted over into a tender. And we have the Le Triomphant, French vessel sitting over here. All right, we may put it in with this French cargo ship eventually, but we'll have to go see. Let's look at the planes. We've got these Weir-Away light bombers. They're doing some ASW. That looks fun. All right. We've got a local minesweep, I would assume. Yep. We have got a submarine here. The Dolphin has come in. Okay. It's just reloading and refueling, I do believe. We've got, where did this come? Oh, that must have gotten, I just can't remember off the top of my head. I think that this got damaged, but it's in here sub patrol. We've got it on waypoints. Use waypoints. No, clear all waypoints. Okay, set a patrol zone. All right. We'll just do a little sub patrol out here. That's something we haven't really done in and around Australia, to be honest. We can keep it fairly close. So let's do 1. Let's do 2. Is that right? Nah, let's go all the way to the coast. Or closer to the coast. How about that? 1, 2. Let's do that. And it's going to have a reaction of 1 speed. Okay, it all looks good. Now we'll put it out in this little patrol zone right out here. We do have all, Japanese sub activity in and around Sydney. Just a matter of time till it gets up to Brisbane as well. So let's do that. This is a CS back and forth to Nomaya. These are our junky little ships. They just so happen to be junky little French ships in this case. We could put the Le Triomphe with them if we wanted to, but it'd really kind of be a waste of time, I think. We do have American transport that did bring things over. Transport to Nomaya here is what we've got set up now. What exactly do we want to put out there is the question. Well, let's go look at the planes really fast. So we've got these level bombers. This one's also doing ASW, in this case down that way. How many Oh, it's only 3 planes. That's why. Okay, so here are the Banshees. We've got 13 serviceable, one still in maintenance, two in reserve. This is a squadron. Its max size is 13. That's why we've got a few in reserve there. Then we have another that's 13 with one in reserve. We've got another dive bomber, 13, three in reserve. And then we've got five in this squadron with one in maintenance. Okay, so this one's a little under. No, that's not correct. This squadron is only set up to have five. Okay, I've got them on what? Naval attack? Do I have them all on naval attack? No, training naval attack. Oh, okay, training naval attack. Good. These guys have a 28 experience, 30 experience. Okay, so they need a lot of training. As a matter of fact, let's go over here and just make sure they're all set. Right. Yeah, they're all set to training. That all looks good. 16, 14, 16, 6 looks good. We've got these Sky Trains training as well. These are American transports. The average experience there is 31. Yeah, I mean, the U.S. pilots don't start out great, as you may be noticing. We're going to continue them training out here. If we do see any Japanese surface activity, I guess we could always turn them on, but they're not ready for prime time yet. Let's put it that way. Okay, I think Brisbane's fine then. All of those being in training looks good. Newcastle, we've just got the Newcastle Fortress there, the coastal defense. That's all fine. Let's get into Sydney. Oh, one other thing. Hold on. Let me go back up to Brisbane for just a second. Look at these again. Four APs. Okay, four APs and a destroyer. All right, this is what you want to see when you see what ships are in port. We've got transports ready to go if we need them. That all looks fine. Sydney, what's going on? Main Australian Command is here, of course. Everything's combat defend at target. That's what you'd like to see. 279 on the assault value. Okay, now then, let's look at the air. What do we got going on? We've got training for the B-17 Fortresses. There's only two of these. American. We've got big American planes over here just training, but there's really nothing else to do with them. We skipped these out of the Philippines, I believe, didn't we? We've got two groups of Weirways running ASW. He probably does not need to be on 60%. Oh, I see what was going on there. Let's take off that training. So now he's at 50. The Seagulls are also doing A lot of ASW around here. Well, we seem to be identifying where the subs are. Let's hope we can finally do something about it. Oh, I also wanted to see. Okay, never mind. Fine. What ships do we have in port here? We've got the Lilian Luckenbach that we also converted, the Nisqually and the Luckenbach, the Lilian version. We've done that, and we've also got more APs here. Now, the Murata and the Mildura should probably head over to the United States and pick up something. So let's form them into a task force, transport task force. Done. The Murata and the Mildura. There we go. Done. Um, Now these are Australian. We're going to set their destination for Los Angeles. Bring them into LA. Okay. Home port Sydney. Let's make their home port in Los Angeles as well. And then we'll probably need to do some waypoints here. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely do. Use waypoints. All right. Waypoint 1. Let's just have them go around the backside of Tahiti, where we've got a lot of other ships going as well. Now, when we send those out, wish I had that destroyer down here. Maybe I have it go meet it. Yeah, why don't we do that? Form new task force, surface combat, Le Triomphe. Le Triomphant. Okay. Let's replenish the task force from the port, but we probably got a docket to do that. Okay, we did it. Undock. Okay, there we go. Now then, let's have it go meet that task force. What was the number on that? Now it's going to be in a little bit of danger as it pulls out here, but okay. This is Task Force 259. Let's get the Le Triomphant out here. We'll say, why did I just do that? Sorry. Um, Meet Task Force 259. That one. Okay. And now we'll have a merge. Excellent. Okay. And when we get back down here, the more I think about it, this may have to stop over in Tahiti. Does it get? Nope. Got plenty. Plenty of endurance. That's why we're going to send it to the U.S. And they will also give some fuel to the Le Triomphant as they get going. It's going to meet it right here. So really, they just need to get out of port without getting a torpedo in the side. Um, these AKLs, Cargo Christchurch. Okay. Why don't we dock them? Now, here at Sydney, you've got 117,000 supply. So let's dock, let's load supply. And what's Lord Howe looking? Looks good for supply. How's Norfolk looking? It's got like no supply. Okay. How's Nomaya looking? Got a lot of supply. Comac? We would bring them up to Comac. And have them dump there for once. That's fine. We'll just do that one time, get some supply in there, just make sure it's well supplied. We've got some stuff that's going there that has been there. We've got the local mine sweep. This is just a transport group. Let me name that. Transport, as if I can't tell, but let's just do it anyway. Transport, and then we've got the President Madison here and the Rochambeau. They also have a destroyer with them. Now, this is interesting. Their speeds are 19 and 14. What are these guys? They're both 13s. Okay, they would slow it down slightly. But given that this already has a destroyer in it, yeah, let's put them in here. Okay, transfer these over. President Madison, Rochambeau, and that was the Peary, I believe. Done. All right, so they'll actually have two destroyers going with them. These are good transports. May as well get these destroyers spread out a little bit. So they will go on that path that we've already set up. Replenish task force. Let's dock it. Now we're replenish task force. Eventually they'll give the Peary some. It's fine. Let's undock. Okay. Off you go, my friends. We already looked at these. That's the fortresses. We already looked at the ground. I don't think there's anything else to do. Out at Canberra, we've got engineers. All right, that's fine. We've got engineers at Wagga Wagga. Just wanted to say that. They are supposed to be at Wagga Wagga, so that's good. Let's go down here to Sail, and at Sail, we've got two units. Make sure they're supposed to be here. Combat, Strat, yep, there we go. Got to get that over into combat. Excellent. This is Portsea, and Portsea, combat, defend at target. All right, we've really got Australia set up pretty well. Um, the way we want it. These two are fine. Let's make sure these are supposed to be at Melbourne. Combat, defend at target. 148. That seems to be fine. We've got like 140, 200, 114, 160. It's all fine. As you can see, we don't have a ton of units to send to Rabaul. I mean, look, if we wanted to make it a priority, we could definitely send a lot more up there, but it's not as if we're just overflowing with units out here. Let's check out Adelaide, combat, defend at target. Okay. Port Augusta, fine. Let's go back to Adelaide and see what's actually sitting here. I thought I had this on continuous supply. I do not. So let's just have it go out. Gosh, how much stuff do we need in Kingscote? Um, Gosh darn it, hover over that. We've already got 2,200 in supplies. That's probably plenty. We could take this somewhere else, but let's just leave it there for now. Yeah, I didn't want to move it inland. Strange how the game won't allow you to do that. What was the task force we had here? Oh, local mine sweep. Okay. What do we have out here on Tasmania? I think this should be a CS. It is out to Launceston, and that's coming in and out of Melbourne. That's fine. This got a lot of fuel. I actually want this to be. It doesn't need any more fuel. So let's set this to human, and when it gets back there, we'll set it back out to Launceston with supply, which is really what they need out in this way. We got a lot of supply coming in here to Bernie. We got a local minesweeper. We got this task force CS Bernie. That again is bringing fuel. We've just got just gobs of fuel, but this is an AO. We may have it go somewhere else though. You don't need that much fuel in Bernie. So when it gets back to Melbourne, we'll do something else. We have DD, an AP, and an AKL out here. Interesting. Oh, these are supposed to be taking something to Port Howe. It's not that unit though. Did I say Port Howe? Lord Howe Island. Um, I don't even have a base force there. Isn't it this force that's supposed to go out there? Queenston? What is supposed to go to Lord Howe and where is it? Did I send it on something else? That's entirely possible. Certainly. We've got a lot here at Hobart. Um, Yeah, he's just kind of sitting here. Well, that one I know that we're supposed to be sending a base force out to Lord Howe. I thought we had already kind of done that, but maybe not. Maybe not. Got a couple coming into Sydney there. We've got this going out to Nomaya. I mean, we need to get this ASW going, boys. Come on. Max React, AM. Let's make that a 2. Let's make let's make sure you're a 3. Okay, and we've got the destroyers coming out now with those transports, or one, and then we got another one coming down here. Maybe they'll get a little joy. Um, Interesting. Now I'm very curious where that is. Oh, I see. There's the Queenston base force, Lord Howe Island. Okay, but isn't something supposed to be on Norfolk as well? Well, we brought it out here with this French group. They're going to go back to. Oh, we got it. There it is. Okay, I was so confused there. So we dropped off one, and now we're taking this one over to Norfolk. Unload cargo. Do not refuel. Okay, that all looks good. So he's on. He's going to be on his way. I just wanted to make sure that we had that set up right. I think we've got New Zealand completely set up the way we will for the majority of the game here. Dunedin, this should be fine. We've got static, both static, okay. Christchurch. God, I watched a good show on Netflix about a murder in Christchurch. It was really good. Combat at Target. I can't think what the name of it was. I mean, it was fictional, but it was very, very good. Um, Gosh, does Christchurch need that much? I guess it does. Okay, it's got plenty of supply, plenty of fuel. Greymouth, okay, combat at target. Nelson, all right, that's going to be fine. Blenheim, I've heard of that before. Good old Blenheim, local mine sweep at target and come. Okay, what about Wellington? We've got these two LBs doing some searching. Little ASW right there in the gap. In Wellington, combat at target, we've got 231 in assault strength. We could move something up, I don't know, to Fiji, the Fiji area into New Caledonia. But for now, this is fine. Um, let's see, base force at Palmerston North, Gisborne. Gisborne, that looks fine. Let's go up and check out Auckland. What's happening in Auckland? We got this these level bombers running this way. Okay, I wouldn't mind some level bombers running this way too, but this is probably the more obvious place for them to be. Do I have anybody ready to move or that needs to move? Nope, not really. We've got an assault strength of 155 up here. We also have a Kiwi. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is a light cruiser, the Achilles, that's just sitting here. We originally took some stuff up to Nomaya with that. And then we have the Katoomba that's sitting here at Auckland. Again, we'll let that sit here for now. We may need it for something. Now, in the northern part of the island, we've got Wakapakapawari. Yeah, I didn't say that right. Combat at target. Okay, that all looks fine. I think we're all good with that. We've got task forces flitting about, but those should be fine. Let's go check out Nomaya. What's happening, Nomaya? We've got the Australia sitting up here. The Australia has an AA of 348. That's good. I don't care where you're from. Um, Local mine sweep, and then we got some. Oh, we got a couple of tankers unloading fuel out here. We'll want a lot of fuel because we're eventually going to run a lot of aircraft out of here. This is AKs that are going back to Brisbane. Okay, cargo Suva. Got it. All right. So they're just kind of coming out this route. I don't know why it picked that route really. We got a we got it really running the donut around here. Now you may remember that we're kind of switching these two forces, and you can see the American force is heading down here because it has a lot of it has a lot of aviation support. And then I thought we were going to take this squad up north. Let me look again though. What's the aviation sport here? None. Okay, that is why we were going to do that. I guess we were going to try to do it by ship, maybe. Thought it was going to be a little easier. We could still do that. He's unloading. Oh, this is the 115th USAAF, right. Let's click on that for a second. This is the one. The sound detector still on there. Why is it not showing the unit unloading here? Interesting. Okay, I don't know. We'll have to check that out in the future, but we do have this American unit coming down here. I think we do want to take the Kiwis with some of their support. Let's put them on move, and let's have them go up to Comac. I guess we could take strategic move, couldn't we? Why not? They could take that road up there. Yeah, they're going to move by that major road. We got the Americans coming down here. We'll put the Kiwis up there. That makes sense. We got the 115th coming down. We've got the U.S. artillery already down here. That's that tanker. No ships in port. Okay, that all looks good. We're building the airfield out here. Of course we are. And the port. They're expanding. Not fast, but they are expanding. Okay, so that all looks fine. Where are those damn American planes? Are they coming up this way? No, that's going to Suva. I thought. I thought they'd be here by now or close to it. What is this? That's cargo. Okay. What is this? Now I know they're going to stop out here. That's more cargo. I almost certainly had them coming. Yep, this is them. Okay. This is what I was looking for. This is actually 2nd Marine that's going to Luganville. Oh, okay. So we've got 2nd Marine going to Luganville. That's what that is. I thought it was those dang planes. I really don't want to go look for them. What about this bad boy? Yeah, maybe this is them. Let's see. Yeah, here they are. Okay, these are the planes coming into Nomaya eventually. They're P-39s. They're going to have to stop over in Auckland for some fuel, but here they come. Here they come. Here's our main way through here around Tahiti, around the Astrals, straight into Auckland, get some fuel, and off you go. Let's make sure that their return waypoints, yeah, I just want to make sure the route was listed as the same. That all looks good. While we're talking about Luganville, let's go up here and look at it. There's a lot of ships here right now. We now have a base force and we have U.S. artillery here. Field Artillery Battalion, and now we've got 2nd Marine coming up here. That'll make for a decently strong force, obviously. Luganville, Combat Defend. Okay. Um, we've got the cargo here. It is still unloading some supply. Supply looking good in Luganville now. This 114th USAAF is not all the way off. That's the base force. As soon as that gets off there, let's make sure. Let's do a waypoint down here. I don't want it to return directly to Brisbane this way. I think this, maybe is a little more efficient to go this way. Hey, 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 what is that? Let's clear that. All right, well, we're just gonna have to roll with it. We do have this New Zealand cruiser up here, the Leander. All right, that's giving us a little AA, little something. Anyway, what's this? Oh, we got ASW going on. Oh, we are into a Fate, and now we're actually dropping off, unloading some supply in a Fate, and it's got a lot now. So we got a base force that will return back to what was that, Brisbane or Sydney. Let's go along to Suva. And here at Suva, we've looked at those planes enough times. I think we're comfortable. That's good. Combat Defend. These are all Kiwis. Out here, we got local minesweepers going on. We've got the U.S. Dropping off some stuff here at Suva. We do have a lot more coming in here. We changed things. All right, so I think we made our little tour here. We could look at Pago Pago, but right after this, we're going to resolve the turn. We do have local minesweep at Pago. We've got the Trenton out here that's just kind of hanging out. We have some AKs that are unloading. They will go back to Los Angeles. At Pago, we've got combat, defend, at target. That is a strength of 59. It's not great. It's not terrible. We've got more stuff coming in here. Okay, looks good to me. Let's save this, and we're going to be on New Year's Eve, 1941 soon. How fun is that? Let's save it to Let's Play 1230. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's turn the turn, as they say in the business. Let's go. I did a lot of the other stuff offline. So I'm just trying to pick one area of the map and maybe do an episode, maybe two, like with Australia here, we kind of did two, and then resolving turns and, trying to keep this moving. So you know what's going on at every place in the map, at least like once a week. And then we'll just resolve the turns and keep this game moving along. Almost to 1942. I will definitely live stream that one, New Year's Day 1942. I'm trying to get it to kind of line up with the 100th episode. What a celebration that will be. I don't know who's bringing the drinks, but bring a drink of your own flavor. Be curious. The main task force last time was not very active, or the last couple of turns after it came through like the Death Star near Bali Poppin. Since then, it's been a little quiet. We shall see. Next time we'll probably go to Christmas Island, Pearl Harbor, if we can make it to the West Coast. I always have these grand ambitions for how far we can get, but then you end up talking things out, and before you know it, I'm like, wow, how did 30 minutes go by? Talking about, one little spot on the map. So next time, Christmas and Palmyra, we'll look at Johnston Island, then we'll go out up to Pearl Harbor and make sure everything looks good there. We also need to go around on New Year's Day and look at any new units we've gotten, where we're sending them, that kind of stuff as well. They're loading, unloading at Babelduab again. The heart of the Imperial Japanese war effort, evidently. All right, well, we have now spotted the main force. It is coming right for Macassar, probably a decent idea. Kind of build. He can also then move air units in here to bomb Surabaya that don't have to come off the carriers. You see the Japanese ship, the two light cruisers, and two destroyers. We've got the AMC Shamat. Poor AMC Shamat. Um, Nothing really happened there, though. He got away. He encountered the enemy, but that's it. The swordfish. Hey, right off the home islands. Okay. We launched two torpedoes. Nothing cooking, unfortunately. All right. Now he's bombing Temela with six ands. Okay. We don't have any air assets there, so it is what it is. He missed the runway, evidently. Nice. ASW attack near Oosthaven. Finally, this sub. We're trying to pressure it. I-124. It did get out. We abandoned the search, but at least we're putting a little pressure on it finally. I feel like he's had a lot of free reign down there. Now, those are hard to find, of course. I mean, as they were historically, but we at least kind of have a bead on it now. We had two destroyers in on it. Depth charges did no good though. And we're through the night phase into this beautiful bright day. It's also a full moon. Well, it's got to be close. Moonlight, 96%. Okay, the skipjack now is trying to get some action in on some Japanese task force, or a Japanese task force here. Nothing happened though. I mean, did we get, yeah, we launched two torpedoes, but nothing happened. Well, speak of the devil. We do now have some Japanese sub activity off of Townsville near Palm Island, but this was our attack. The Moonberry found it, didn't get anything on. We sighted it, but we didn't get anything on. We didn't even launch depth charges there. Now the swordfish, okay. Now the perch, yes, okay. Now we finally you see all of his task forces moving to the west here, away from the home islands and otherwise, probably to reinforce out here in the Philippines, also to go over by Kota Baru. But excellent, the perch gets a torpedo hit on fire, heavy damage. We did see the merge there of that French destroyer down there with our transport near Sydney. So that's good. We got two destroyers in there. That makes me feel a little safer. I can sleep at night. Lots of sightings. We're being snooped, scratched, spanked. No, I don't know. I don't know what all's going on here. I just love the fact it says snoop, as you well know. Lots of spotting. I kind of like to watch these though. Just yeah, I don't know, get a little idea of maybe something. Instead of later on, instead of reading the report, we may as well just watch it. Maybe eventually they're going to land on DeVoe there. They've been threatening it forever. Air strikes. Well, here we go. Formation in on Rangoon. Looks like we did get the Flying Tigers up in strength. 10 Oscars, 8 Lilies. We had one destroyed. We destroyed two of theirs. Okay. They just keep whittling away at the Flying Tigers. They're coming in again. We got 12 more up here. 15 Oscars, 3 Kates. We destroyed 2 Kates, destroyed 1 Oscar. We had 1 Flying Tiger taken out and 1 Buffalo. So we're not really winning those to the extent we were earlier on, which is disappointing. They're not sending zeros. Japanese aircraft in on Temela again, and they're just destroying their own runway eventually. So that's fine. There may be a land battle out there in Malaya this time. We're trying to scramble those units back to Singapore. Can we get them there? Well, it's a good question. I don't know. It also looks like we potentially cut off that Japanese unit, but we'll see. Whoa! Look at that. I told you, Death Star. He hit that AO. Now that was not a very. This was that cruddy little AO. Still, would rather not lose it. We lose that and the formal hot to torpedo hit. So those were torpedo dive bombers that came in off the main task force. 2 ships down. Those are 2 very low point ships. I think the AO was maybe 5 points at most. Oscar Lily's in here. Okay, Kuala Lumpur this time. They're flying recon out over our Chinese units. That one message was, we've spotted a Japanese torpedo bomber out there by Java. Yep, too late. Thanks for letting us know, though. Yeah, we've got men in the ocean, so but that's cool that you spotted it on the way back, evidently. They were running quite a bit of recon um, out over Port Moresby, if you saw that. 12 zeros, 3 vowels in on Canheisen. Okay. Now they're going to start hitting Batangas and poor Batangas. Now they're just getting operational losses. I mean, it's like once you hit something so many times, at some point you kind of run out of things to hit. Batangas again. Okay. Wen Chao. No Japanese losses, no damage. Now they're going to hit this core out here. Okay, 13 Sonias and 6 Nates. Now they're going to hit again. This is on the 7th War area. Poor Batangas gets the port hit again. Subic Bay defenses. Okay. That's something we haven't seen. Nate Sonia's. One Sonia was damaged. We took no damage on that bombing run. All right. 11th Chinese Base Force. They're going to try to hit that. Now they're bombing the Lark Battalion. Now, where is that coming from? If you look at this and you think about, well, where could that possibly be? That almost has to be a light carrier or something like that. Although I don't know. Can Betty's fly off that? But I mean, where the hell else is that coming from? I guess it could be coming from truck if it's got enough distance. Maybe Ponape, they've got something out there. I don't know. They're bombing at 7,000 feet, 60 kilograms to 250 kilograms. No joy for them there. Okay, the Shamat has now sunk, so we've now lost 3 here. He's sending out dive bombers for that AMC. Okay, waste, kind of a waste of torpedoes almost. They haven't um, attacked in Malaya as much as I thought they would. So they've been in on Rangoon, Rabaul, various Chinese forces. They have hit Kuala Lumpur. Okay, now we're moving some things around. So we're through a lot of the bombing, moving stuff over to Buna. Now we've got aircraft landing. All right. ASW attack near Oosthaven again. All right. We've got a good bead on this sub, it seems. The Stronghold tried it. He located it, but that was about it. No depth charges even got in the water. Marching about in China, trying to get out of this area where I was afraid we could get trapped. But you can see we're bringing everything back and around here behind the main river. Just much more defensible. I don't know where some of his forces actually went. I thought he had more like riding around in here. I was really worried about getting trapped. I do believe we decided to stay at Wen Chao. I mean, it's going to be very isolated out there. All right, a lot of these are getting back, luckily. Now we got two Japanese units there, or multiple units, two Japanese forces there. Let's just kind of escape through some of the movement. You can see it if your eye is quick enough, but a lot of this stuff is just moving stuff here, there, and everywhere. Ground combat near Kuala Lumpur, Japanese shock attack. Now they had 2,700 troops. We had 10,000, but it ends up the assault odds are about the same. We did have a nice fort level of 3. They did reduce it to a 2, but we bloodied their nose a little bit. 530 casualties. We only took 87. I'll take that all the time. All right, well done, gents. Who did we have out here? I just want to see. Oh, I guess I could go down further and find out, but that's fine. Sin Yang. All right, here comes a big, big battle near Sin Yang. This is, we wanted to attack here. We thought we could catch him off guard. I think we did. I think we did. He's got 5,600 troops. We've got 41,000 nearly troops, 280 guns, 1218 to 161 once you net all that out. Um, Oh, they attacked us. What? Yeah, they're the attacking force. They should take just massive losses off that. 1293 to 46. Wow. Okay, I'll take that. He may have to retreat out of there. Bombardment attack out here by Patau. We're actually trying to get the heck out of here back to Patau. He's doing a bombardment attack here. No real damage on either side. Um, Taeyun. Wow. Okay, he's really pushing here in an interesting place. We got to think about that a little bit. It's north of the main cities we're worried about. He's way up here, but still, I wasn't quite expecting that. Japanese bombardment attack, but he's only got 1,200 troops. We've got 15,000. So we're gonna get good odds there, no matter what he decides to do. They've now captured Lucena. We're trying to stay in front of them. We're retreating into Batangas. Don't go there! Japanese shock attack. They've got us completely outnumbered out here, of course. They try a bombardment attack at Clark Field. Okay, they have arrived. They're at Clark Field, Manila, Bataan. This is kind of our last stand. Now we just retreated after this battle. We retreated into Batangas. It's just a bombardment attack. No biggie there. Oh, looks like we captured Sin Yang. Excellent. All right. So now we've really broken this rail through here, which should, I mean, if you look at it, the major rail, that really should, hurt his supply situation. Allied deliberate attack. This is us at Sin Yang. 39,000 troops against 6,800. The assault odds end up way in our favor on the attack. We capture Sin Yang. The Japanese took 2,300 casualties. We took 100. Wow, the ground war going very well for us this time. So this was this battle, and they're going to have to get out of here towards Hankow. Love it. All right, now we're just expanding fortifications. that should about do it for this turn, which was a very good turn for us. We lost a few ships, but nothing that's not replaceable. Um, we've got some patrol out of Juneau. Excellent. Great. We've got a bunch of YPs coming in. San Francisco, Juneau, more at Juneau. Field Regiment arrives at Sydney. Okay. Armored Regiment, Medium Regiment. We've got a lot new Australian. Um, we got new Indian troops this time. Hussars Regiment up at Aden. Ceylon is getting some new stuff, including a few Indian brigades that are coming in out there in Ceylon. Oh wow! Now we're getting reinforcements in the Philippines. Turn back! Turn back! That's not going to do a whole lot of good. They're lost, and there we have it. That was December 30th. It is now December 31st when we center over Pearl Harbor. There we go. December 31st, really strong moonlight. It's a full moon. Crazy things can happen. Let your inner werewolf out. Okay, when we come back next time, we'll go and look at all the stats from the last turn. As I said, I think we'll focus on Pearl Harbor and some of these American bases out here. We'll go look at some of those new units that arrived and decide what we want to do with them. But thank you so much for joining me. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one, guys.